It says a senior executive at US-based financial giant Citibank has penned a report drawing on similarities between the 1970s gold market and Bitcoin. It says the whole of Bitcoin's existence has been characterized by major price swings. It said exactly the kind of thing that sustains a long-term trend. This was said by Thomas Fitzpatrick, a managing director at Citibank, in his report solely intended for the bank's institutional clients. The interesting part about all of this is that this was meant for very wealthy people. This basically leaked out and we got the information. This has happened a lot of other times before. I mean, not like a storm. That doesn't make any sense. Not like 1,000 other times before, but we've had instances where documentation has leaked to us. Like I think we also got leaked documentation about the PayPal thing and also about the people from the New York Stock Exchange launching Bakkt. So here's another one. Once again, this was only meant for very, very, very wealthy people. The report was first leaked to the cryptocurrency community by Twitter user Classic Macro in a tweet on Saturday, noting Fitzpatrick's is a big fan of moon targets. Fitzpatrick pointed to Bitcoin's weekly chart and used technical analysis of prior highs and lows to determine a target. This guy said that by the end of next year, not 2049, not 2028, by the end of next year, determine a target of Bitcoin's price for $318,000 a coin. I was just chatting with my friend literally yesterday, about the prospect of Plan B being correct and what the world would look like with a $100,000 Bitcoin. And then we said what would even be crazier is if Bitcoin hits 288,000 US dollars per Bitcoin. It's not insane. Like, it's not like I don't think it's going to happen. It's the world will have fundamentally changed completely inside and out if Bitcoin reaches a price, when Bitcoin reaches a price that is going to usurp the US dollar. Our parents, us, our grandparents have only lived in a world where the US dollar has controlled everything. Imagine Bitcoin has been around for 14 years and it completely dethrones the US dollar. What then takes place the next 10 years as Bitcoin continues to exist? How high exactly does Bitcoin go? The other part being, and I've said this before, sorry for punching near the microphone. How many times have I said, it's insane that we keep getting reports of rich people telling other rich people, this news was not meant for you. It was not meant for me. This is for the hyper wealthy, telling them that this asset that is currently $16,000 odd is going to go up to $300,000 within the next 13 months. Do you know how insane that is? And this is because this was leaked. Imagine if this had never been leaked. Imagine all the other banks and institutions who are sending this exact same thing to their clients. Hey, you should think about buying about 5 or 6 Bitcoin. Okay, that sounds totally fine, whatever. And you get what I'm saying. It's nuts. Like, these things are absolutely insane. So the point is, we have now had news from several banks on this planet. Several. It's not just Citibank. Multiple banks across the planet who have come to the conclusion and have sent out information to their institutional clients that we happen to get that pretty much states that by next year, Bitcoin is going to be over 200,000. That was always the common thing. It was never a 100,000. It was never a 150K. It was always over. It was like 212,000 or some odd number like that. Same exact conclusion. That's what I said at the beginning of this year. I said, doesn't it seem kind of odd that all these banks are coming to the exact same conclusion? And then we got news about this bank wanting to get into it. This bank was offering this bank was doing so. And so I was like, it's kind of weird. Bitcoin's been around for 12 years and they just all happen to be throwing as much money as possible into Bitcoin, launching Bitcoin services, cryptocurrency exchanges. This is why. Because internally, this means that all the banks, all of them, have come to the exact same conclusion. There's of course more bank news as we go through the video, but think of how insane that is. If we have several million millionaires on the planet who are being told in some form or fashion have some sort of exposure to Bitcoin, there are only 21 million Bitcoin. 6 million of them are lost. The other 2 million, odd million, whatever, won't be mined until the year 2140. And when rich people are buying Bitcoin, they're not simply just buying half a Bitcoin, a whole Bitcoin. They're buying like thousands, if not hundreds of hundreds at the exact same time. So anyway, If this doesn't drill it home, I really don't know what else will. Here's the actual tweet right here that someone got. I tried to blow up this image right here, and here it is, but it's all blurry and stuff like that, but you kind of get it. It says Bitcoin 21st Century Gold from Citibank. Like, this means that, now here's an assumption, but this means that Citibank is already not only into Bitcoin, but probably owns some Bitcoin. I'll say directly. I was going to say indirectly, but you don't release something like this telling your clients to get into something like this if you don't have direct exposure to it yourself. I wish we had a proper number for all the banks on this planet and exactly how much Bitcoin they had. I don't think that it would cause a mad dash from retail investors or everyday normal people, but I think more rich people would start to buy it up, and we'd see those price movements that would then get the normal people and or retail investors to fly into the market. This is crazy. Think of where we are right now. Think of where we've been in Bitcoin's price over the last couple of years, and think of the effect that this is going to have on an economic, global, macro, insane scale. If Bitcoin goes from 16,000 US dollars right now to $300,000. I know a lot of you are freaking out, even just me saying that number, and I know my friend is as well. Oh, actually, all of you should. Like, none of you should be like, oh, 300K. That's insane, and that's potentially 300K from you doing nothing. You bought Bitcoin. It's sitting on your computer. It's sitting on a website, and in 13 months, you have $350,000.
The Bitcoin hyper bullish target. And once again, this was done by an analyst of Citibank, and his name is Tom Fitzpatrick. Okay, so this guy, Tom Fitzpatrick, which is an employee at Citibank and a former FX technician, well, he's coming out with this very bullish price prediction. Here you can see his chart. So basically what he's saying is that since approximately 2013, we see a very solid upwards channel. And basically what he does, he's just projecting the last gain from the bottom to the top to the recent bottom, and that should project the top in approximately December 2021 at 318,000 US dollars. Now, we want to do that ourselves. So basically, he's not really focusing on this first cycle in here. And in my opinion, that actually makes sense because there was really not that much trading going on, and we just had a few exchanges and the price was coming from there. Also, Bitcoin was not established at all. So I personally kind of agree that we're only doing this technical analysis here for the previous two cycles. And what he's doing, he's drawing an upwards channel, okay? And the channel looks like this. Basically, is just connecting the top in here with the top back in 2017 and draws the channel like this. Then the bottom line of the channel goes from right here all the way through and is going parallel to the other line. Now, what are the dashed lines in here? The dashed lines are actually quite important. The dashed lines are the Bitcoin halvings. And so far we have seen Bitcoin going in 4-year cycles. So that means, and that is something I've already pointed out multiple times, so that means in theory, the next Bitcoin top, which is predicted at approximately 300,000 US dollars in this theory, should come pretty much exactly 4 years after the recent top, right? Because Bitcoin is going in 4-year cycles. So that would mean we're going to see the next Bitcoin bull market top in approximately December 2021. And that makes perfect sense to me. Now let's draw a line right there. So that would bring us approximately right here in December 2021. That should be where Bitcoin is going to top out. And as you can already see, well, we can already see where the target is pretty much, and that would be this point right here. Now what he's also doing, he's basically comparing the gains from the previous bottom to the previous top. And now what he's saying is that Bitcoin is going to do exactly the same within this channel, and that would bring Bitcoin up all the way to price targets above 300,000 US dollars. In his report, it's exactly 318,315.72 US dollars. That is the price target. And once again, guys, no matter if this comes true or not, the bullish fact in here is that this report was getting sent to Citibank customers, to Citibank clients. So it doesn't really matter if at the end of the day we're going to see such high price targets. I personally doubt it. In my opinion, this is a little bit too bullish. You guys know my most realistic price target. Well, I agree with the timing, December 2021, plus minus a couple months, because that is coming exactly 4 years off the recent top. I perfectly agree with that. But for the price target itself, I personally predict 100,000 up to 200,000 US dollars as my most realistic Bitcoin price target for the next cycle. But hey, let's be real, guys. I mean, I would definitely take a $300,000 Bitcoin by the end of 2021, which is in approximately 1 year. Well, that would be quite a happy Christmas, that's for sure. It does not really matter all too much. Bitcoin is going to go up to 100,000, 200,000, or even 318,000 US dollars. The price has to go up. There is just no other direction long term for Bitcoin.